What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Tuesday here on MLB The Show. As always, I'm Ray Carcillo. We are going to be continuing our season here. So we just took 3 or 4 from Toronto. 4 straight pitchers duels. And lost the last game of that series. It'll be Domingo Germán versus Cal Quantrill, former Yankee. Germán, 4-9, went to the White Sox in free agency against our boy Cal as we try to get him back on track after a couple of tough losses. So, yeah, let's jump into it. And this will get us through the end of July and into the beginning of August. All right, so let's see. Our bullpen's pretty, except for Brad Boxberger, bullpen looks pretty much good to go. Quantrill's been struggling. That's why we're going to use him today. Brian Anderson, Joey Gallo, Nolan Arenado, Matt Olson. Could probably use a day off at first, but we will hold at the moment. Actually, we could probably... Trying to think. Yeah, let's see. Well, against the righty Germán... We'll keep it as is. Although, yeah, maybe we do give Avi Garcia a day off and free up the DH hole. Let's see. So, and give Olson a day, and we'll put in, because Birdie, actually one of the few places he doesn't play is first. So we'll put in Birdie, and we'll have Anderson play first, because Anderson can play first base. So Anderson can get a start at first, then Joey Gallo, Nolan Arenado, Olson gets a half day off as the DH. Birdie, let's see, we're going to move everybody up a bit now. Birdie can bat out of the 9 hole. Although, yeah, we'll have Birdie bat out of the 9 hole and play second. And give Avi Garcia a day off as well. So, against Germán. Yeah, I like this. All right, sounds good to me. And let's do it. So, Yankees head to Chicago. Or actually, they come home. Sorry, we come home after that trip to Toronto. And welcome the White Sox. 6 games above 500. Yankees 74-30. And you see Cal Quantrill on the mound. His 21st start of the year. A respectable 10-6 record. A 3.71 ERA. A whip just over 1. And about a 3-1 strikeout-to-walk ratio. Leading off, Tim Anderson, 26 homers, 52 RBIs, a 296 average. And the first pitch from Cal is chopped foul, and we are underway 0-1 here in the Bronx. Anderson also has 26 doubles to go with those 26 home runs. As he fouls off a changeup now out in front, 0-2. And the 0-2 from Cal, just a little low, 1-2, as Anderson lays off. And that's going to be low and outside. 2-2. The 2-2 now to Anderson. Fouled back out of play. Still 2-2. As he's making Quantrill work a little bit here in the first. And now a backdoor slider. Popped up to right. Conforto is there. Makes the catch. 1 away. I mean, feeling good. I mean, hopefully we got a couple of big games coming up. We got to beat Detroit next week. And then we have Dallas on Thanksgiving. As we look here, Tim Anderson leading off, followed by Luis Garcia at second. Luis Robert in center. Eloy Jimenez in left. Jose Abreu at first. Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. Andrew Vaughn, the DH. Patrick Wisdom at third, acquired in a trade at the deadline. And I believe that was Max Kepler in left. Luis Garcia, 3 homers, 32 ribbies, a 2.28 average. But feeling good. Always good to see the Giants pull off a win, even if it is another one-possession victory, as that's bunted foul 0-1. I still wish the Giants need receivers. They need guys at the skill positions beside Barkley. Is this one lined to left? Gallo makes the catch, 2 away. So, what should be interesting with the Washington upset of Philadelphia yesterday, the entire NFC East could make the playoffs. Luis Robert, 298, 16 homers, 46 ribbies. And I say that because Washington is now only a half game back of San Fran for the 7 seed. Is this one lined to deep right field? Conforto back at the track. It's over his head and off the wall. Backed up there by Dominguez, but having an easy double is Robert. His 28th double of the year, and now an RBI opportunity for the left fielder Eloy Jimenez. Hitting 268. I mean, you saw what Washington did yesterday. That's kind of the Giants' playbook the whole year. Run the ball, control time of possession, limit the big plays, maybe force a turnover or 2 as that misses outside 1 and 2. Am I scared of Philadelphia? Not at all, as this is blocked by Contreras. Trying to go to third as Robert the throw in time. You hate to make the last out at third, but at least Robert helping the Yankees out with that base running blunder. And we go bottom 1, no score. Right? The question is going to be, can the Giants get enough points? As Domingo Germán there, you see here his 21st start of the year, 4-9 record, a 6 ERA, a whip near 1.5. And about a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Brian Anderson getting to start at first base today. 10 homers, 36 ribbies, a 294 average. Germán, a curveball, fastball, changeup, sinker pitcher. Is this fouled off 0-1? But I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm more scared still of Dallas than I am of Philly. Is this chop foul 0-2? But we'll see. We'll see, because Washington also has more talent, at least in the receiver and running back positions than we do. They don't have a quarterback either. Is this one looped towards right? Catch is made, 1 away. As that's Max Kepler out there. We got the Yankees starting lineup. Brian Anderson, again, getting the start at first. Joey Gallo in left. Nolan Arenado at third. Matt Olson DHing today. Michael Conforto in right, giving Avi Garcia a day off. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. Ozzy Cabrera at short. And John Birdie getting the start at second. Gallo, 22 homers, 51 ribbies, a 260 average. And the first pitch from Germán is hammered down the right field line, but out in front of it and foul, 0-1. Ball is carrying today. The wind is carrying it out towards dead center. As Joey Gallo now over the top of a curveball, swing and a miss, 0-2. But look, if some of these receivers want to wake up, as that misses low 1-2 besides Slayton, and even he's a question mark because he gets the dropsies a lot. As this one lined towards left and fairly deep. Jimenez going back, looking up. It's gone! An oppo bomb for Joey Gallo. Goodbye, baseball. Said it earlier, the wind is carrying out today. Didn't get the good wood on it, but got enough of it into the jet stream for his 23rd of the year. RBI 52 and a 1-0 Yankee lead. What's up, Calvin? How are you, buddy? Hope you are well. I am surviving, not gonna lie. It's been for the most part, a terrible, terrible month. Absolutely horrendous. As Nolan Arenado now hitting .311. And now inside outs 1 to right. But again, right there is Kepler. He'll make the catch, 2 away. But I hope you are well. What's up, Raymond? I'm hanging in there, buddy. As you see there, I got the wound healing on my hand. Slowly but surely, as Matt Olson, 280, 22 homers, 48 RBIs, now steps up to the plate. As this one chopped to the right side, Anderson is there because of the shift. Low throw dug out by Abreu, and that'll end the inning with the Yankees strike first. Joey Gallo on Oppo Taco to left. At the end of 1 full, it's 1-0 Yankees. But yeah, I am surviving, and I got a funeral on Saturday to go to. Eloy Jimenez, 20 homers. Missed how many RBIs. I'll take a look at that again real quick. This one hammered to left field. This one's going to tie the ball game. Goodbye, baseball. Jimenez. Holy cow, his 21st of the year. A low line drive over the left field fence. And just like that, we got ourselves a slugfest forming here. It's 1-1. And it makes the Robert error on the base paths. Jimenez was up when he got caught trying to go to third on a passed ball. All the more costly. Yeah, high fastball out over the plate. Jimenez full extension. Wasn't up middle, and that's not going to stay in the park most days. Jose Abreu hitting 295. Lines this on the left field line. That's a base hit. Into the corner it goes. Gallo will dig it out. He's got a good arm. Abreu digging for second, and he is out by a mile. Joey Gallo putting on a show today. Gets himself an outfield assist for the first out of the inning. And that brings up the switch hitting catcher, Yasmani Grandal, hitting 245. And he fouls off a fastball 0-1. 13 homers, 40 ribbies for Grandal. As that misses low, 1-1. In other Yankee news, the Yankees re-signed Anthony Rizzo to a 2-year deal, as that's going to be a base hit for Grandal, as he is going to beat the shift, and he will hold with a single and not test Gallo's arm. Soft roller to third, but because of the shift, no one was there, and now that brings up the DH Andrew Vaughn hitting 250. Takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Yankees have a third-year option, a team option on that one, as that's called a ball. 2-0. And the umpire really not helping Quantrill out with these borderline pitches. And now a 4-pitch walk, an unlikely walk from Quantrill. Or uncharacteristic walk, I should say. As now Wisdom fouls him back 0-1. We have a little bit of lag here. I apologize. 14 homers, 44 ribbies for Wisdom. Came across town with the Cubs deadline, as there's a strike. 0-2, or before the deadline. Now fouls one off. Still 0-2. Now takes a pitch low, 1-2. What's up, Yurge? It's been rough, not gonna lie, as this one fouled back out of play 1-2. It's been a real rough month. The 1-2, hanging slider, but just missed it, did Wisdom, as this one to deep left center. Dominguez will make the catch. Grandal will tag, but stay put. Not fleet of foot at all. Actually could have advanced, though. It was not a good throw, but either way, 2 outs now for Max Kepler. 7 homers, 19 ribbies, a 186 average. Acquired from the Twins, and he takes a strike, 0-1. And now this one looped on the left field line, foul, 0-2. And now that's in the dirt, 1-2. Kepler would not chase. Lays off another, 2-2. 2-2. Off the plate, 3-2. Tim Anderson on deck. You don't want to walk Kepler, the 9-hitter. And this one, well, he won't. It's going to get Birdie for a base hit. Grandal's being waved home. Dominguez's throw is up the line and not in time. And the White Sox take a 2-1 lead. Another hanging slider there from Quantrill. And Kepler picks up a big base hit. Yeah, that was right down Broadway. So that brings up Tim Anderson, who flew out to right in his first at-bat and takes a strike, 0-1. And now this one popped foul, 0-2. Yeah, of course I have Yurge, but that's not the way life has gone. Yeah, Mr. Anderson. Yeah. As this fouled off, 1-2. And now this fouled back out of play, 1-2. Checked his swing. Anderson stays alive, 2-2. And now swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Contreras will find it, fire to first to complete the play, and that'll end the inning. But the White Sox put up a crooked number. They score a pair. The first off an Eloy Jimenez solo home run, and then a Max Kepler RBI single. We go bottom 2. Yankees down 2-1. It's not that easy, Yurge. It's not that easy. As Jason Dominguez, 10 homers, 39 RBIs, a 248 average. I mean, I worked at ESPN for 4 years. Like, it's not easy. Dominguez swings and misses over the top of a curve, 0-1. As former Yankee Domingo Germán deals. That's outside, 1-1. What else, Raymond? What else isn't easy? I was going to say, yes, indeed. This one is smacked towards left center field. That's going to be a base hit. And this is going to roll all the way to the wall. Jimenez has a good arm, but Dominguez has good speed. The relay is not in time. It's a leadoff triple for Jason Dominguez, his 6th of the year. He smelled 3 bags with the crack of the bat. As soon as he saw that was going to slowly roll all the way to the wall, he was off to the races. A lot of things ain't easy. Indeed, Raymond. So that brings up Michael Conforto now, 10 homers, 293 average, I believe 39 RBIs as well. And he's going to smack this one to dead center field. The catch is made. They're going to actually, as a good throw, they're going to, well, Dominguez would have scored on it, but he stays put. Hit it a little too on the screws there, and Roberts got a good arm. And now it's up to Wilson Contreras hitting 273, 17 homers, 42 RBIs. And Contreras is going to pop this up to foul ground. This will reach the Yankee dugout for the first strike, 0-1. So Conforto, it would have been borderline with, as this is fouled off 0-2. And so Dominguez stays put on what would have been a sac fly, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. It was kind of on that medium depth, borderline depth there. As Contreras fouls one off on the right field line, 0-2. The 0-2 to Mr. Wilson. Inside out at foul again, still 0-2. And we'll do it again, the 0-2. Checked his swing, did not go, says the umpire, 1-2. As he lays off the outside curveball. And swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, strike 3. Contreras thrown out by Grandal. And now, well, now you wish you sent the runner on Conforto's fly ball, because now you don't know if you can get him in. It's going to require a hit from Ozzie Cabrera, hitting 271, 9 homers, 39 ribbies. He fouls a fastball straight back out of play, 0-1. Just missed that one. Just a little out in front. That was the pitch to hit, too. And he fouls off a curveball, 0-2. So Herman got a medium depth fly ball, a strikeout, now a strike away from stranding the runner at third after a leadoff triple. And that's what he's going to do. Cabrera chases the curve. Grandal will throw him out, and the Yankees do not capitalize on a leadoff triple. We go top 3. Yankees down by a run as Lurie Garcia flew out to left in his first at-bat. He will lead off here in the third and take a strike, 0-1. And now fouls one off at the plate, 0-2. And that's in the dirt, 1-2. That's inside, 2-2. And now this one off the end of the bat, popped up to right center. Dominguez is there, makes the catch, 1 away. And now Luis Robert, 1 for 1 with a double, got thrown out at third, trying to advance on a pass ball. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up to Dominguez, who will make another easy catch, 2 away. Eloy Jimenez, his 72nd RBI in the last inning, led off with a solo home run, fouls this off 0-1. Now chases a slider out of the zone, 0-2. 50th pitch of the day already for Quantrill is low, 1-2. Trying to get him to chase again. And he did that time, strike 3, so a very nice bounce-back inning for Quantrill as he sits the 2, 3, 4 hitters down in order. At the end of 2.5, Yankees still down by a run. As John Birdie, hitting 257, reverse splits, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. You see that does not hit lefties nearly as well as he hits righties. Getting the start at second today as Olsen is the DH. And fouls off a fastball, 0-1. Birdie, 4 for his last 11. It's pretty much everything since he's come over to the Yankees. As that misses inside, 1-1. Was acquired from the Astros for a prospect after the injury to Jorge Polanco. And now this is fouled off to the right side, 1-2. The 1-2 now to Birdie. Inside, 2-2. Kind of another leadoff hitter here in the 9-hole. And this one, slow roller up the middle, backhanded there by Garcia, flips the first, 1 away. Now that brings up Brian Anderson. He flew out in his first at-bat to right.
Brian Anderson.
And he's going to smack this one on a line to right. That's going to be a base hit in front of Kepler. So a 1-out single for Anderson. And that brings up Joey Gallo, who homered in his first at-bat, his 23rd of the year. And he takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Anderson, average speed off of first. 30th pitch of the day from Herman. Fouled back out of play, 0-2. Gallo is a double play candidate. Having a bit of a rough July after a MVP caliber June. And he takes a curveball outside, 1-2. Now the 1-2. Joey spoils a good fastball there at the top of the zone. Still 1-2. Gallo was late on it. We'll do it again. Another foul ball as Herman tries to keep climbing the ladder. But Gallo's able to get a piece of it. Another 1-2. And this rolled over to the right side, could be 2. Garcia to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. Gallo beats it out for a fielder's choice. Hit too softly there, and that'll get Nolan Arenado an at-bat. He flew out in his first at-bat. First pitch to Nolan. Skied towards right center field. Fairly deep, but playable, I do believe. Yes, on the track, Robert will make the catch just in front of the 385 sign to put it away. Again, the ball is carrying out that way. So at the end of 3 full here in the Bronx, it's 2-1 Chicago as Jose Abreu 1 for 1 with a single. And then thrown out at second by Gallo. Pops the first pitch up to dead center. Dominguez is there. Makes the catch, 1 away. And now that brings up Yasmani Grandal. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Came around to score the go-ahead run at the moment, as this is up the middle, but Cabrera is there. Took a friendly Yankee hop off the mound. Throws the first in time, 2 away. As this time the shift works in the Yankees' favor. And now that brings up Andrew Vaughn, 10 homers, 30 RBIs. He walked on 4 pitches in his first at-bat. Takes a strike here, 0-1. And now that misses inside, 1-1. And now chops a slider foul, 1-2. The 1-2 from Cal. Vaughn just gets a piece of the curveball, still 1-2. And now tries to climb the ladder with the fastball, but Vaughn spoils it. Still 1-2. And now lays off the slider, and that levels the count at 2-2. 60th pitch of the day from Quantrill is popped up off of first. In foul ground, Anderson is there, makes the catch, and so far, Quantrill has now retired 7 in a row, but he's still down 2-1 as we go bottom 4. Matt Olson 0 for 1 will lead off here against Herman. And rolls one over to the right side. Slow roller. Abreu is there. Flips the Herman covering. 1 away. And now Jason Dominguez, he tripled in his last at-bat and was stranded at third. Conforto, a medium depth fly ball. And then back-to-back strikeouts as that misses low. 1-0. Dominguez has been red hot in the second half. Has gotten his average back up to 250 as he swings through that curveball, 1-1. The 1-1 to Jason. He's in there for a strike, 1-2. Good curveball. Just clips the inside corner. The 1-2. Chopped up the middle, and that'll, just get by the dive of Anderson for a base hit. So a 1-out single. Now, Grandal's got a good arm, but Herman is slow to the plate. And if he owes that curveball... Oh, and they almost got him picked off. Dominguez was caught leaning, but Herman a bad throw to first, and he was able to get back just in time. There goes Dominguez. The pitch is just outside, the throw down not in time. So Dominguez swipes second, his 11th steal of the year. And again, he's in scoring position for the Yankees. Is that now Conforto? Oh, and actually that pitch could have been called a strike. It was a 50-50 pitch that went Conforto's way. The 1-0. Fouled back out of play, 1-1. Conforto, one of the Yankees' better hitters with runners in scoring position. Just couldn't get the job. I mean, he hit it well, but right at Robert back in the second. As he fouls off a sinker now, 1-2. And because of that, Dominguez held up, and then Contreras struck out, and Cabrera struck out. The 1-2 is outside, 2-2. Be a 2-2 now to Conforto. Chop to the left side. Anderson there. Checks the runner. Fires the first. 2 away. Just off the end of the bat. And now that brings up Contreras, who struck out back in the second. A chance to redeem himself here with Dominguez at second base. Swing and a miss on a curveball, 0-1. Contreras, not a good hitter with runners in scoring position. The bottom just fell out of that curveball. Put a good swing on it. And now popped them up. Late on the fastball. Dominguez will be stranded again as Abreu makes the catch, and that will end the fourth. We go top 5 as Yankees strand another runner. Still down by 1. Patrick Wisdom flew out to fairly deep center in his first at-bat. And takes a strike here, 0-1. Now checks his swing. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire. 0-2. And now a slider off the plate. 1-2. And now that's fouled back out of play. Still 1-2. That misses low. 2-2. Wisdom working to count a bit. And now lines this to Anderson at first. Because of the shift, he's the only man there. Wins the race to the bag. 1 away. Now Max Kepler, his 20th ribby of the year. Right now the difference in this 2-1 game. As he takes a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. And now that changeup off the plate. 1-1. And now this one hit to deep center field. Dominguez back at the track. Makes the catch as he slams into the 408 sign for the second out of the inning. Again, the wind carrying today. So even though that was a bit off the end of the bat, Dominguez had to go a long way to run it down. And now that brings up Tim Anderson, who's 0 for 2. 70th pitch today from Quantrill is a strike. 0-1. That misses inside off the plate, 1-1. There's a strike with the slider, 1-2. And that's off the plate, 2-2. Swing and a miss, flew a fastball by him at the top of the zone, strike 3. We go bottom 5, Yankees still down by a run. Ozzy Cabrera struck out in his first at-bat. He will lead off here. Yankees. You want to use the whole pen for a, well, Jorge Alcala looks like he will warm, and Quantrill, it was a taxing 5 innings, although he's retired 10 in a row. So maybe he will pitch the 6th, and you just have Alcala out there as Cabrera swings through that one, 0-1, a rare changeup from Herman. As now this one, slow roller up the middle, Anderson fields, fires the first, just got him, one away. And now John Birdie grounded out in his first at-bat. Smacks this to first, Abreu backhands, takes it himself, 2 away. A bit late on the sinker was Birdie. Now that brings up Brian Anderson, who singled in his last at-bat. And Anderson right back to Herman, who makes a nice play to rob him of a single. And on 4 pitches, he gets through the 5th. We go top 6. And you know what? We're going to keep Quantrill in there, at least until he gets in trouble. Garcia 0 for 2. Takes one high, 1-0. And that's off the plate, 2-0. And now this one's skied to center. Dominguez is there. Garcia has 3 flyouts today. 1 away now in the top of the 6th. Now Luis Robert 1 for 2 with a double. Thrown out at third, trying to advance on a passed ball. Jam shot, popped up to center again. Dominguez having a busy day. Makes the catch, 2 away. And now that'll bring up Eloy Jimenez, who's had his solo home run, got the White Sox on the board. He takes a strike, 0-1. Checked his swing, did not go after the slider, 1-1. And that's off the plate, 2-1. And that's off the plate, 3-1, says the umpire. And now this one chopped to the left side. Cabrera is there. Fires the first, and really just the one rough inning for Quantrill. We're going to go bottom 6. Yankees still down by a run. And that will do it. We will not have Quantrill go a 7th. So Alcala will come in for that. But will the Yankees still be down? Gallo 1 for 2 with a solo home run. And he popped it up. Just missed the fastball. Anderson in shallow center makes the catch, 1 away. And now Nolan Arenado, who's 0 for 2, steps up to the plate and swings over the top of a changeup, 0-1. And now a slow roller back to Herman. He will flip to first, 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Matt Olson 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. And he chops one to third. Fires the first, does wisdom, and the Yankees again go quickly in order, and we go top 7. Yankees down by a run. As Jorge Alcala comes on for his 23rd appearance of the year, a 1-0 record, a 3.27 ERA. Hard-throwing right-hander acquired from the Twins. Abreu 1 for 2 with a single, pops the first pitch up, and Brian Anderson is there in foul ground and makes the catch, 1 away. Now that brings up Yasmani Grandal, 1 for 2, switch-hitting catcher. Fouls off a fastball, 0-1. And now fouls off a good sinker, 0-2. Rolls a pitch foul out in front of the changeup. And another 0-2 to Grandal. And this one inside out into third. Arenado fires the first, 2 away. And now Andrew Vaughn 0 for 1 with a walk. Takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. And now a fastball up and in, 1-1. rips a sinker foul that came back to the middle of the plate. 1-2. Alcala got away with one there. And Vaughn just lays off that slider there. That was a good pitch. 2-2. Now fouls off another. Still 2-2. Strike 3, caught him looking. Vaughn, down he goes as we get up and stretch. Going bottom 7 in the Bronx. Yankees down 2-1 in this pitcher's duel as Dominguez 2 for 2, a triple, a single, a stolen base.
Leading up for the Yankees, the center fielder, Jason Dominguez.
There's double barrel action for the Yankees now in the pen. First pitch to Dominguez. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 0-1. As Liam Hendricks and Evan Marshall also warming in the White Sox bullpen. And Dominguez tried to check his swing, but it didn't matter. Called a strike, 0-2. He's having trouble laying off those high fastballs. The 0-2. Chopped foul, still 0-2. Yeah, Calvin, you've seen me lose before. I've lost before. You just don't remember. As this foul back out of play, 0-2. Also, gotta remember, I'm not playing the game nearly as regularly as I was during the season. As Dominguez is going to line one to left center field, and this will be run down by Luis Robert for the first out of the inning. Now that brings up Michael Conforto, 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. And he rolls one to the right side. Garcia is there, fires to first, 2 away. And now Wilson Contreras, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. As that just catches the outside part of the plate, 0-1. I hope the Yankees sign Rodon. As this one's so missed, 0-2. I think Bogarts will go to the Dodgers. I think Trey will go anywhere else. And I think Judge is going to go to San Francisco. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We go top 8. As the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Yankees offer no resistance. And in comes Garrett Crochet, former White Sox. 31st appearance of the year, a 2.19 ERA. Patrick Wisdom has reverse splits, interestingly, 0 for 2. Fouls off a fastball, 0-1.
Leading off for the White Sox, the third baseman, Patrick Wisdom.
And it's fouled off at the plate, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 1 away. Max Kepler, 1 for 2. His RBI single, the difference in the game as the Yankee offense has been stifled by their former farmhand. I could see trade to the Phillies for sure. Swing and miss, 0-2. Swing and a miss again. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 2 away. And that brings up Tim Anderson, who's 0 for 3. But he hits lefties very well. We'll see what happens here. There's a strike. 0-1. And this hammered foul, 0-2. The 0-2 from Crochet. A smack towards the right side. Almost an immaculate inning. Birdie is there. Fires the first. The 1-2-3 inning, though. We go bottom 8. Yankees still down by a run. And in comes Liam Hendricks, his 33rd appearance of the year, a 2-3 record, a 3.69 ERA. He's become the setup man for Chicago. Actually, I'd love if the Yankees got Wilson Contreras, but I could also see that, Calvin, him going to the Astros. Cabrera 0 for 2. Smacks the first pitch towards right center field. That will dunk in for a base hit. Cut off quickly there by Kepler. Oh, he threw it away. Oh, it's going to get all the way into the dugout. And Cabrera will be caught at second trying to advance on the error. Oh, goodness. What a bad base running play by Ozzy Cabrera. I thought he was going to be in there for sure. As this one now popped up to shallow right, and Garcia makes the catch 2 away. I can't believe he got thrown out there. And now that brings up Brian Anderson, who's 1 for 3.
Brian Anderson.
As Gallegos will come in for the 9th no matter what. Anderson swings and misses on a slider, 0-1. I mean, it was the right play. It just, you never see that get by everybody the way it did, which is why I held him at first initially. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And now the 0-2. Smacked up the middle. That's a base hit. So Anderson picks up his 2nd hit of the day. And if only Cabrera was on second. As that brings up Joey Gallo, who has the only Yankee run, a solo home run back in the 1st. And swing and a miss on a knuckle curve, 0-1. Hendricks, a fastball, slider, knuckle curve pitcher. He'll hit 100 on the gun. Thank you for the sub, Michelle. And Joey Gallo, if it's fair, it's gone! And it's gone! His 2nd of the day into the 2nd deck. Goodbye, baseball! His 24th of the year, his 2nd of the game, and Liam Hendricks blows it against the Yankees again as they now have a 3-2 lead here in the 8th. Joey Gallo! Holy cow! A moonshot! A wall scraper in the 1st, and now a rocket into orbit in the 8th. 414 to right, almost 105 off the bat. And now in comes Garrett Richards, former Red Sox. He's been around the league. 45th appearance of the year, a 3.72 ERA. Trying to get the final out now of the 8th. And Nolan Arenado grounds it to Anderson at short, fires the 1st, and that will end the inning. But suddenly, Gallegos, who was coming in to just hold the lead at 1, now is coming in to protect the 1-run lead. Gallegos, his 49th appearance of the year, a 1-5 record, 38 saves, a 2.47 ERA. And it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters. Luis Garcia, the 2nd baseman, takes a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. And now fouls off a changeup, 0-2. Stays alive as he gets a piece of a good slider. The 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball by him at 96. 1 away. Luis Robert 1 for 3 with a double. Fouls off a high fastball. 0-1. And now skies 1 to right. Conforto is there. Just shy of the track. Makes the catch. 2 away. And the last hope is Eloy Jimenez, who homered back in the 2nd inning. 1 for 3. Jackknifes out of the way. 1-0. And now a pop shot foul. 1-1. Now chops one foul. The White Sox down to their last strike. The 1-2 from Gallegos is outside, 2-2. And now hammers one foul, does Jimenez, still 2-2. Battling here against the Yankee closer. This one, slow roller up the middle. Birdie deep in the hole, fires the 1st, got him by a stride, and that's your ball game. The Yankees take the 1st of this 3-game set in comeback fashion, 3-2. As Joey Gallo gets a hold of one, and the Yankees are now 45 games above 500. Crochet gets his first win of the year. Hendricks drops to 2-4. Gallegos save number 39. Quantrill with the quality start does not factor into the decision. Same for Herman. You see there, Hendricks 2 runs, 3 hits. Only 2/3 of an innings pitched gets the loss. Crochet pitched a perfect 8th with 2 strikeouts, gets the win. And Joey Gallo, 2 homers, 3 RBI, your player of the game. It was a fast first game. So, another guy injured. Oof. Do I have anybody in A-ball? No. Goodness. What was his position? Injured list. Oh, third baseman. Ugh. So, that means... yeah, we're going to have to fill in. Let's see. Connor only plays first. Oh, this guy can play third. Well, that's what he's going to do now. He's going to play third, and... well, actually... or DH. So, good for him. Matt Pita is going to get some playing time. So, there you go. Nice, Calvin. I haven't even looked at Diamond Dynasty. Like I said, I'm moving on. I've moved on from this game in a lot of ways. Lucas Giolito versus Cole. Yankees win 6-3. Kim gets the win in relief. Buck Farmer the loss. Another save for Gallegos. Conforto, your player of the game. Oh, don't want to do this. No. Look at the calendar. Quick look at the box score. Cole went 7, gave up 3, but the Yankees again get to the Chicago bullpen. Kim improves to 6-0, 5-0 out of the pen. And then Chicago doubles up the Yankees as Kopech beats Brandon Woodruff. Drew Steckenrider, former Yankee, picks up the save, his 22nd of the year. And, well, you can't win them all. So Woodruff only goes 4 innings. Eesh. Man, that happens sometimes. So. But Yankees take 2 or 3 from the White Sox. It's home for 1 million stubs. Nice, Calvin. Nice. So. Today is the trade deadline. But you know me, I usually make most of my trades before the trade deadline anyway, so I really don't need... Uh-oh. Anyway, oh, a little trouble there getting the save data done. I mean, unless I'm going to do something like... I mean, I could maybe make a trade for some prospect, like trade 1 prospect for more. Right? Like maybe this kid Connor Cannon for... yeah, no. No. No, they ain't interested in that deal. So, yeah, probably not going to be able to. Not probably a lot of, yeah, oh well. So, no trades are being made. Unless somebody offers me something and it sounds too good to be true. Well, Tigers acquire Lance McCullers from the Astros for Jackson Jobe and Bryant Packard. Jobe, very highly ranked prospect for the Tigers. And that's really your big deadline deal. So, Sean Manaea versus Joe Musgrove will be the game that we play now. So, let's take a look at the injured list. Yeah, Polanco's out for another month. Vasquez will be out for another couple of weeks, but then he'll go back into the rotation. And Alvarez pretty much probably out for the season, basically, at this point. Which is what it is. But anyway, so quick 2-game set here against Tampa Bay. Musgrove versus Manaea. And then we'll sim this one, and then we will call it a night, probably. Unless this is another really quick game, then maybe we play a third. But Manaea versus Musgrove should be a good one in the Bronx. And everybody pretty much available after the off day except for John King. Manaea, a lefty, so of course all our lefties are on the bench. Birdie. Yeah, the DH, he's not as good a fielder as Anderson. So Witt at third, Arenado at first, Avi in right, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Dominguez in center, Anderson at second, Ozzie at short, and Tim Castro, recently returned from injury, will be in left. And batting ninth. So, yeah, I think that's a good deal with Musgrove on the mound. So Olsen a day off, Gallo a day off, Conforto a day off, and Joe Mack, of course, the backup catcher. Skip. He may only bat $150 against lefties, but we're going to make sure he bats a little better today. Birdie's basically a rental because of the Polanco injury. He's not going to stay a Yankee after this year anyway. He might not even make the postseason roster, to be honest.
And now, your 2023 New York Yankees.
Joe Musgrove making his 20th start of the year, 10-3 record. A whip just at 1. Mostly 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And a 2.62 ERA. That is the good number, the best number there. Oh, man. Wander Franco, 14 homers, 51 ribbies, a 275 average. Will lead off here against Musgrove. The first pitch is a strike, 0-1.
First pitch, 7:06.
The 0-1 is in the dirt, 1-1. And now this one popped up to left center. Dominguez calls off LaCastro, makes the catch, 1 away. As we look now at the Rays starting lineup, we saw Wander Franco fly out. He's followed by Manuel Margot in right, Austin Meadows in left, Mike Zunino behind the plate, Nate Lowe at first, Nomar Mazara is your DH, Cabrian Hayes at third, Britt Phillips in center, and Cooper Kinney. Yankees get a break. Cooper Kinney at second base today. I wonder if Brandon Lau is hurt. Margot, 281 average, 15 steals on the year, 3 homers, 25 RBIs. A regular Yankee killer. Takes a strike. 0-1.
0-1.
Now takes one inside. 1-1. 1-1 to Margot is in the dirt. 2-1. Swing and a miss on a high cutter. 2-2. And the 2-2 fouled off at the plate. Still 2-2. And this one lined down the right field line, just foul. Be another 2-2 from Musgrove. Popped them up. Got underneath it. Anderson on the lip of the infield grass. Now onto the dirt. Makes the catch. 2 away. And that'll bring up Austin Meadows. 23 homers, 66 ribby. A 292 average. Takes a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. And now skies one to left. Castro, backpedaling a bit, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 first for Musgrove. We go bottom 1. No score in the Bronx as we look at the Burger King, Taco Bell, Panda Express fan cam. Sean Manaea, 4-8 record, his 22nd start of the year. Been a bit of a hard luck loser, a 3.52 ERA, a whip just over 1, and almost a 4-1 strikeout to walk ratio. John Birdie leading off today, hitting .249. 16 steals, 20 runs, 3 homers, 10 RBI. The first pitch from Manaea is outside, 1-0. A sinker, changeup, curveball, slider pitcher from Manaea. Wind carrying out to right tonight. And Birdie chops this fair down the into left field. That's a base hit by a diving Cabrian Hayes. Just got it past the third baseman there for a leadoff single, and that brings up Bobby Witt hitting .281 and fouls off a changeup out in front of it. 0-1. 10 homers, 28 RBI for Witt in limited play time. Primarily starts against lefties. Swings and misses on another changeup. 0-2. Manaea tops out about 94. And Witt chases a third straight changeup out of the zone. 1 away. As that brings up Nolan Arenado now hitting .307 with 36 homers and 70 RBI. And now the pitch out, checking on Birdie, nothing doing. With the Manaea, the lefty on the mound. Zunino's got an okay arm. But again, Manaea's got a decent move. And as a lefty, that kind of helps check the running game. And Arenado fouls off a sinker. 1-1. Arenado has hit into 13 double plays this year. And now swinging a miss on a changeup, 1-2. Check on Birdie at first. And the 1-2 fouled off, staying alive. It'll be a 1-2 to Nolan Arenado once again. 10th pitch of the inning for Manaea. And a little dribbler up the middle. Going to be a tough play. The only one is to first. As Birdie too fast slides into second. So Franco takes the shore out at first. 2 away. So you look now at the Yankee starting lineup. We saw Birdie single, followed by Bobby Witt, Nolan Arenado, Avi Garcia in right, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Jason Dominguez in center field, Brian Anderson at second, Ozzie Cabrera at short, and Tim LeCastro batting ninth and playing in left. Garcia, you see they're hitting very well at Yankee Stadium. 25 homers overall, 73 RBI, a .340 batting average. And a chance here to give the Yankees the early lead. And he hammers one towards left center field and fairly deep. And this one is gone! Goodbye, baseball! Avi Garcia, his 26th home run of the year. 425 to left center into the visiting bullpen. 106 off the bat, and it's 2-0 Yankees. Again, Garcia loves that home cooking, and he clobbers the first pitch from Minaya. Looked like a knee-high changeup, maybe. And no doubt about it. Yeah, that's what it was, a knee-high changeup. And he was able to drop the barrel head on it and send it a long way as now Contreras grounds this to Franco. He bobbles, fires the first in time to end the inning. But the Yankees strike first on an Avi Garcia 2-run home run. At the end of one full in the Bronx, it's 2-0 Yankees. Mike Zunino, 6 homers, 20 RBI, a .219 average, will lead off here against Joe Musgrove.
The catcher.
And he takes a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. And now swing and a miss on a sinker, 0-2. Got away with one there. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night as he chases one out of the zone, one away. And that'll now bring up Nate Lowe, the first baseman, who has a record of kicking the snot out of the Yankees pitching. Takes one outside, 1-0. He's got 13 homers, 42 RBI on the year. And now swings and misses on an inside cutter, 1-1. As that misses low, 2-1. And lays off the curve, 3-1. Mazzara on deck. Swing and a miss on a slider. The count now full. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with an inside cutter. Strike 3, 2 away. And now that brings up Nomar Mazzara hitting .244. 1 homer, 8 RBI. Takes one outside, 1-0. Pressed into starting duty because of injuries to the Rays lineup. On a 9-game hitting streak, though. So he takes one high, 2-0. 2-0. It's low, 3-0. To Brian Hayes on deck. And there's a strike, 3-1. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. The 3-1. Strike at the top of the zone, 3-2. The count now full on Mazzara. And this one, little dribbler in front of the plate. Contreras will field and fire to first. I thought it might have kicked foul, but it stays fair, says the umpire. He throws out Mazzara. Another 1-2-3 inning for Musgrove. We go bottom 2, 2-0 Yankees. As Jason Dominguez, 10 homers, 39 RBI, a .252 average, will lead off here against Minaya, batting 6th. And he hammers the first pitch to dead center. Going back is Phillips, makes the running grab for the first out of the inning. He hit it right on the screws, but Brett Phillips ran it down in deep center field. As now that brings up Brian Anderson hitting .297, 10 homers, 36 RBI. He's starting to heat up again lately. And he takes the first pitch and golfs it to left center field and deep, and it is gone! A hanging curveball that he got around on. Goodbye, baseball! Anderson's 11th of the year. Mr. Anderson strikes here in the second, and it's 3-0 Yankees. A hanging curveball from Minaya. And he ain't getting that ball back. 404. That's an error home run to the bullpen. Almost 108 off the bat. And that brings up Ozzie Cabrera hitting .271. 9 homers, 39 RBI. And he fouls a changeup straight back 0-1. So even though the wind is carrying to right center, both Yankee home runs to left center as Cabrera out in front grounds this to third. Hayes fires the first 2 away. And now that brings up Tim LaCastro hitting .236. Only his 3rd or 4th start back since getting hurt. 2 homers, 7 RBI. Chases an inside curve, 0-1. The 0-1 to Timmy. Timmy got off to such a good start this year. And then the injury, missed 2 months of the season as that's fouled off 0-2. And He's trying to find his swing again. As he pops this one up. Shallow right, long run, but Margot comes on, makes the catch, and we go top 3. But the Yankees strike for another run. Brian Anderson, Mr. Anderson, his 11th of the year. At the end of 2, it's 3-0 Yankees. Brian Hayes, 8 homers, 32 RBI, a .222 average. We'll lead off here against Musgrove and takes a strike, 0-1. Hayes acquired from the Pirates in the offseason. Chops this one to Mr. Anderson. He will field, fire to first. Good stretch by Arenado, 1 away. And now Brett Phillips hitting a .173. Speedy center fielder replacing Kevin Kiermaier, who was traded to Toronto. Phillips 5 homers, 22 RBI.
Brett Phillips.
Takes a strike, 0-1. If he could ever get that average above the Mendoza line, he'd be a dangerous bottom of the lineup hitter. Swing and a miss now on a sinker, 0-2. But until that time, meh. He fouls off a cutter there, still 0-2. And now grounds one foul again, still 0-2. That's in the dirt, lays off of it, 1-2. And fouls off a fastball again. Making Musgrove work a little. As that misses just high, 2-2. And swing and a miss, got him on a knee-high sinker, strike 3, 2 away. As that brings up Cooper Kinney, the second baseman, hitting .250. Takes a strike to top of the zone, 0-1. 1 homer, 6 RBI. And he chops this one foul, 0-2. And now this one grounded back to Musgrove, who will field, fire to first. And we will go bottom 3, 9 up, 9 down for the Rays thus far, and the Yankees have a 3-0 lead. John Birdie was on base when Garcia homered, so he's 1 for 1 with a single and, a run scored. 16 stolen bases on the year. That was his 21st run scored in limited play time. And he's going to smack this to the left side, another base hit, and the computer wanted us to bench him today. So Birdie 2 for 2 against Manaea with a pair of singles.
Now batting, third baseman, Bobby Witt.
And that'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr., who struck out in his first at-bat. And now a pitch out to check on Birdie. 1-0. And now this one up the middle. And caught on a line drive by Kinney, 1 away. Well, Aiden, it's year 2, so we don't play every game of year 2. We play every game of year 1, and now year 2, we play 1 game per series. As Nolan Arenado 0 for 1 for a ground out, so that's a third of the games, right? So, and then, well, we probably won't even play year 3. We'll move on. We'll go back to NHL probably after this, as a pitch out makes it 1-0. We'll probably go back to go to NHL 22, because I am not buying NHL 23, because I'm not giving EA any more of my money. It's that simple. The 1-0 to Arenado is popped up to right. Margot is there, just jammed him a bit on the sinker. He'll make the catch, 2 away, as Birdie retreats back to first. Yeah, I'm going to go back to 22 also, Aiden, because, again, EA doesn't deserve our money. Avi Garcia hit his 26th home run of the year, RBI 74 and 75 back in the first, in this very scenario, basically. Birdie on, 2 outs. Now another pitch out, 1-0. The 1-0 to Avi. Another pitch out, 2-0. And you wonder if they... At this point, you might just want to intentionally walk Garcia. Take your chances with Contreras, who's been ice cold lately. The 2-0. Ooh, fouled off at the plate. Garcia just a little out in front of that one. 2-1. He was ready to put that with his friend in the bullpen from the first inning. It'll be a 2-1. And there she goes! He's done it again! Deja vu all over again! Goodbye, baseball! Garcia, his 27th of the year, his second two-run home run of the day. He now has 77 RBI on the year. And it is 5-0 Yankees. A laser beam to left. Goodbye, baseball. And Avi Garcia loves facing Sean Manaea, as he has absolutely crushed 2 pitches off of him today. And it's 5-0 Yankees. That'll bring up Wilson Contreras, who grounded out to third in his first at-bat. And swings over the top of a sinker, 0-1. Contreras, 270 overall, 17 home runs, 43 RBI. And he swings to another changeup, 0-2. The 0-2 to Mr. Wilson is outside, 1-2. Good take there. Manaea is only at 31 pitches. He's got plenty left in the tank, and plenty of gas left in the tank. As that misses low and outside, 2-2. He just doesn't want to face that man again. Avi Garcia, 2 for 2 with 2 two-run home runs. As this one, right back to Manaea. He stabbed at it. Rob Contreras of a base hit. It's been going that way lately for Wilson, as Manaea will throw him out at first. But Avi Garcia, and both of them came with 2 outs also. At the end of 3 full in the Bronx, it's 5-0 Yankees. Wander Franco, 0 for 1, will lead off now against Musgrove. He takes a strike, 0-1. And that's inside off the plate, 1-1. And now this one will be the first base hit of the day for the Rays. A little blooper to left. Castro comes up firing. Franco took a wide turn at first, but he's held to a leadoff single. And now that'll bring up Manuel Margot, who takes one high, 1-0. And now fouls off a slider, 1-1. And now a curve dropped in there for a strike, 1-2. And now this one up the middle by a diving Anderson. That's a base hit. Franco will hold at second. So back-to-back singles to start the 4th here. And Tampa's got themselves a little rally going for Austin Meadows, who takes a strike to top of the zone, 0-1. And now fouls off a sinker, 0-2. And just got a piece of that cutter, still 0-2. Curve misses low. Meadows spits at it, 1-2. Now hammers an inside slider foul. And it'll be another 1-2. Just off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2. Smack to the right side. That's going to be a base hit in front of Garcia. He's got a good arm. Franco will be held at third. And the bases are full of Rays with nobody out here in the 4th for Mike Zunino, who takes a strike, 0-1. And now fouls off a slider, 0-2. And that curveball misses, 1-2. Now Zunino fouls off a slider. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss, got him to chase a sinker. Huge strikeout for Musgrove. 1 away, as that brings up Nate Lowe, who struck out in his first at-bat. And skies one to left. This should get a run in. Castro does not have a great arm. Makes the catch. Franco tags. The throw comes home, but it's not in time. And the Rays are on the board. It's 5-1 New York, as Lowe picks up his 43rd RBI of the year. And now Nomar Mazara, who grounded out to a little dribbler in front of the catcher, takes a strike, 0-1. Now fouls one off, 0-2. Now takes a curve outside, 1-2. And fouls off a cutter, still 1-2. And this one hit hard. Arenado is there. Glitched a bit, but recovers. Takes it himself, and we go bottom 4. So Musgrove limits the damage, and at the end of 3.5, The Rays scratch out a run, but they're still down 5-1. Jason Dominguez lined out to deep center field in his first at-bat. He will lead off here in the bottom of the fourth. And he takes a pitch low, 1-0. The 1-0 to Dominguez. Smacked down the left field line, foul, 1-1. Just a little out in front of that sinker. And now popped him up off the end of the bat, shallow right. Margot is there, near the line, makes the catch, 1 away. Now that brings up Brian Anderson, who hit his 11th home run of the year in his first at-bat. RBI number 37. And he skies one to left, but playable this time. Although drifting back is Meadows. That went a lot farther than I thought it would. Meadows just shy of the track, makes the catch, 2 away. Now that brings up Ozzie Cabrera, who grounded out to Franco in his first at-bat. And he takes a pitch off the plate, 1-0. Anderson that went a lot farther than I thought it would have. The 1-0, fouled straight back out of play, 1-1. The 1-1 to Ozzie. Skied to left center field, again deep, but I believe playable. Phillips in deep left center makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So for the first time today, the Yankees go in order and do not score. We go top 5. Yankees up 5-1. Brian Hayes 0 for 1 with a ground out to Brian Anderson earlier. Takes a strike, 0-1. And now takes a pitch low, 1-1. And now off the end of the bat, pops it up to shallow left. Tim LaCastro is there. Makes the catch, 1 away. Brett Phillips struck out in his first at-bat on a sinker. And he takes a strike in the inside part of the plate, 0-1. And now chops this one to Bobby Witt at third, fires the first, in time, 2 away. And now the second baseman, Cooper Kinney, 0 for 1. Skies this to left, fairly deep near the line. LaCastro, oh, he dropped it! Tim LaCastro dropped it! That's going to probably ruled a hit, but that should be an error. LaCastro got there. They give Kinney his 5th double of the year, because boy, is this computer stupid and broken. LaCastro got there near the line and hits the heel of his glove. And now suddenly that brings up Wander Franco, who's 1 for 2 with a single with an RBI opportunity. Scored the only Rays run last inning, and he takes one inside, 1-1. That's in the dirt, blocked by Contreras. Can't find it. Now he does. Fires the third, but Kinney's in there. Advances the 90 feet on the wild pitch. As Franco takes a strike at the knees, 2-2. And now this one popped up, humpback liner to Witt. Makes the catch, and LaCastro's blunder in left does not hurt the Yankees. We go bottom 5. Yankees still up by 4. Tim LaCastro 0 for 1 with a fly out in his first at-bat. Will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th. Maybe a chance for some redemption. Out in front of a changeup, hammers it foul, 0-1. That was the pitch to hit. The 0-1 to Timmy is low and outside, 1-1, a slider that did not slide. Minaya tried to go back door. The 1-1, hammered to left field. LaCastro with the bat flip like he does it on a regular basis. Goodbye, baseball. His 3rd of the year. RBI number 8. And Tim LaCastro gives the Yankees back their 5-run lead. It's 6-1 New York. Tim LaCastro got a hold of one and did not miss it. And that'll do it for Minaya. If you're giving up home runs to Tim LaCastro, you are not long for the mound today, my friend. So he goes 4+. Gives up 6 runs. And in out of the pen for the Rays comes long reliever now Corey Kluber. 27th appearance of the year, a 4-3 record. He's got a save in long relief, a 2.42 ERA. Well, when you're getting outings like that from Anaya, it's kind of a shock that Kluber's not in the rotation. As Birdie swings through a sinker, 0-1. Birdie 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Kluber, a cutter, sinker, changeup, fastball. He tops out about 93 now, and of course that signature slurve that helped him win the Cy Young once upon a time. The 0-1, hammer to left field, and John Birdie! The Yankees go back-to-back, and belly to belly! Oh, doctor, it's 7-1 New York! Goodbye, baseball! Birdie's 4th of the year, his 1st as a Yankee, RBI number 11, and the Yankees have home run derby here against Tampa Bay. It's 7-1 New York. That was a sinker right down Broadway, and he did not miss it. That brings up Bobby Witt Jr. now, who swings through a cutter, 0-1. Witt has struck out and lined out in 2 at-bats. And now rolls one to the left side, deep in the hole as Franco fires the first. Just got the speedy Witt one away. Nice play there by Franco as that brings up Nolan Arenado, who's 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a ground out to short. And he takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Eric Swanson now warming for the Rays in the pen. The 1-0 from Kluber. Oh, it plunks Arenado. No intent there. Just looked like it got away from him as that brings up Avi Garcia. 2 two-run home runs tonight. Takes one inside, says the umpire, 1-0. Looked like it probably caught the plate, but he did not get the call. Now Garcia helps him out, chasing a slurve, 1-1. Garcia leads the league with a .344 batting average. He takes, whoa! Zunino tried to block it. Arenado will advance to second on what should be a wild pitch. Be a 2-1 now to Avi. And he inside outs this one to right center field, fairly deep. It's carrying. It's gone! His 3rd two-run home run of the day. This one of the opposite field variety. Goodbye, baseball! His 28th of the year. It's a 3-home run game for Avi Garcia. 6 RBI. And that one, because I got caught up in the jet stream again. The wind is carrying the right tonight, and even though he got jammed on it, it got out of here in a hurry, and the Yankees are now up 9-1. What a shot by Avi Garcia! Goodbye, baseball! As now Wilson Contreras fouls one back, 0-1. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs. And he smacks this hard to third. Brian Hayes lays out to Rob Contreras as they gets him at first 2 away. Nice play by Hayes there. Showing off the leather as now Jason Dominguez 0 for 2 steps up to the plate. Swings through a cutter, 0-1. The 0-1. Smack to the right side, but on a hop, Kenny Fields, low throw, dug out by Nate Lowe, and that will end the 5th. But the Yankees strike for 4. Home runs by LeCastro, Birdie, and Garcia. We go top 6. It's 9-1 New York. Manuel Margot 1 for 2 with a single. Pops it up to center field. Dominguez is there. Now backpedals a bit, makes the catch, 1 away. Now Austin Meadows 1 for 2. There's a single of his own. Takes a strike, top of the zone, 0-1. Now he rips a cutter foul out in front of it, 0-2. And now fouls off a slider, still 0-2. And another foul ball. The 0-2 again. And another foul ball. And that's just off the plate, 1-2. Well, the one thing the Rays might do is they might get Musgrove out of this game in only 6 with the way some of these at-bats are going. But Musgrove's got a full tank of gas as well, so is this one grounded to the right side because of the shift? Oh, Anderson, it's off the lip of his glove. That should go as a hit, but Anderson will say he should have made that play. It is indeed an infield single, and now that brings up Mike Zunino. He doesn't get the call, does Musgrove, at the knees, 1-0. Sure looked like a strike to me. And he might be running out of gas here in the 6th. I thought he had more in the tank to do that. There's a strike, 2-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball, 2-2. But when you got errors being made by Anderson and LeCastro, and, you know, these guys are getting extra swings, extra outs, swing and a miss there, strike 3-2 away. That pitch count starts to go up, and in a 9-1 blowout, you don't mind turning it to the pen, maybe. Nate Lowe, 0-for-1 with a sac fly RBI. The only run batted in today for the Rays. Skies this to right center field. Garcia is there, makes the catch. We will go bottom 6 as the Rays strand another runner. And yeah, 93 pitches, that'll probably be it for Musgrove. Bottom of the Yankee lineup, due up 9-1. Brian Anderson, 1-for-2 with a solo home run, also a deep fly to left.
Leading off for the Yankees, the second baseman, Brian.
And it looks like Kwang Young Kim will start to warm for the Yankees for the 7th at the very least. And the pitch is high and outside from Kluber, 1-0. The 1-0 to Mr. Anderson. Up and in, 2-0. The 2-0. Chop to the left side and through for a base hit. Just that little out in front, was able to get a seeing eye single there. Got the good enough wood on it anyway for a leadoff single. And now that brings up Ozzie Cabrera, and that brings in Eric Swanson. His 27th appearance of the year, a 1-1 record, 2 blown saves, a 3.83 ERA. Corey Kluber just did not have it tonight. Gave up a bunch of runs and a bunch of hits to the Yankees in relief of Minaya, who didn't have it either. As Cabrera fouls this fastball straight back out of play, 0-1 after getting a couple of slow throwers. Now Swanson, he'll hit 97. Also has a splitter and a slider, ground ball specialist. Anderson average speed off of first, and Cabrera swings to another fastball, 0-2. The 0-2 to the Ozman. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, 1 away. And that'll bring up Tim LeCastro, who got his 3rd home run of the year back in the 5th and chased Minaya from the game. So 3 runs charged to Kluber, 6 to Minaya. As LeCastro chases a fastball, 0-1. Of course, the runner on first, also Kluber's responsibility. The 0-1 to Timmy. Smacked up the middle. Oh, a Franco with a nice dive to flip the second for 1 on the first, not in time. Castro runs too well, but that was a big play there by Franco just to get the lead runner. And now that brings up John Birdie, 3 for 3 today. A solo home run, 2 singles, 3 runs scored. And check on LeCastro, but with an 8-run lead, Timmy's not going anywhere. First pitch from Swanson to Birdie is outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on a slider, 1-1. And now swing and a miss on a fastball, 1-2. Good pitch there by Swanson, tied him up and in. The 1-2 is low and outside, 2-2. Good block by Zunino there. And now 3-2. That will release the runner from first. Bobby Witt on deck. The 3-2 from Swanson. Inside outed towards right center field. That's going to dunk in for a base hit in front of Margot. Castro will go first to third. And Birdie gets himself his 4th hit of the day. And now that brings up Bobby Witt with an RBI opportunity. He's 0 for 3. Runners at the corners. Blistering speed. And Witt fouls a fastball straight back 0-1. Just a little out in front of it as Swanson took something off. The 0-1. Swing and a miss now out in front of that splitter. 0-2. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Strike 3. We go top 7. Yankees leave a couple on. Still up by 8. As Kwang Young Kim now comes on for his 21st appearance of the year. Couple of starts. A 6-0 record and 52 innings pitched. A 3.12 ERA. And about a 2-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And Mazzara, the lefty, he's 0 for 2. Will be his first, be the first person he faces. That misses outside 1-0. Mazzara, a 9-game hitting streak coming into today. Fouls off a changeup, 1-1. And the 1-1. Smack towards deep right. Garcia back. Makes the running grab on the track for the first out of the inning. Now that brings up Cabrian Hayes, who's 0 for 2. And he takes a strike, 0-1. In the 0-1. Slow roller to third. Witt backhands. Fires the first. Good play there by Bobby Witt Jr. If he ever gets regular playing time, he's going to be a Gold Glover at third one day. As that brings up Brett Phillips, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. And he takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. And that's just outside, 1-1. And that's chopped foul, 1-2. The 1-2 to Brett Phillips. Smack to the right side. Anderson is there. Fires the first. And it's a 1-2-3-7 for Kim. Get up and stretch. We're going bottom 7. Yankees up 9-1. Nolan Arenado 0 for 2. It's hit by a pitch and was on base when Garcia homered.
The first baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Swings over the top of a splitter there, 0-1. As Ryan Thompson and Jeffrey Springs double barrel action for the Rays in their bullpen. And now the 0-1. Fouled back out of play, 0-2. So Musgrove goes 6, gives up 1 run. And now Arenado, slow roller up the middle. Franco Fields fires the first. Plenty of time, 1 away. So that brings up Avi Garcia, who has a 3-home run day coming into today. He has hit bombs to left, a wall scraper to right, and is a big reason why the Yankees have this lead here. Now up to 79 RBI, 28 homers, a 346 average. In the first pitch swing, he pops it up to shallow right. Margot is there, will make the catch, and the odds of him getting another at-bat for a 4th home run are slim. But still a heck of a day for Avi Garcia, as that brings up Wilson Contreras. He's 0 for 3. Has grounded out 3 times against Tampa pitching. Chases a splitter there out of the zone, 0-1. And the 0-1 to Mr. Wilson. Rolled over again to third, backhanded by Cabrian Hayes. Fires the first. The Yankees go in order as we go top 8. Yankees still up 9-1. Cooper Kinney 1 for 2 with a double. We'll lead off here against Kim. They take a strike, 0-1. And that's out of the zone. 1-1. And that's just off the plate. 2-1. As this one is lined to short. Cabrera fires the first. Oh, he threw it away! And that's going to be a two-base error as Kinney will go to second on the error. As that's got thrown out of play. And that brings up Wander Franco now 1 for 3. And he's going to chop this up the middle. And that's going to get through for a base hit. And that will be an unearned run that scores for Tampa. As it's 9-2 Yankees. And now Manuel Margot, who's 1 for 3 with a single, takes a strike. 0-1. And now this fouled off at the plate. 0-2. And that misses low, and he lays off. 1-2. And this is hit to Cabrera. Flips to second for 1. On to first. Nice double play. 6-4-3 as that'll erase Franco. And that brings up Austin Meadows, 2 for 3 with 2 singles against Musgrove. And he hammers the pitch from Kim to deep right field. Garcia back, watches it fly. Goodbye, baseball. It's 9-3 Yankees now on Meadows' 24th of the year. And now that brings up Mike Zunino, who's 0 for 3. And he rolls one foul, 0-1. And again, he would never come up this inning if it wasn't for Cabrera's error. Now swing and a miss on a changeup, 0-2. And that's in the dirt, 1-2. Zunino lays off. And now this one hit to left. That's a solid base hit. Zunino with a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Nate Lowe, who's 0 for 2. He takes one just outside, said the umpire, 1-0. And now the Yankees will start to get Brad Boxberger up in the pen. That misses outside, 2-0. And this is chopped to Arenado at first. He will take it himself, and that will end the top of the 8th. The Rays score 2, 1 unearned. At the end of 7.5, it's 9-3 Yankees. That's Jason Dominguez, 0 for 3 now, will lead off.
Leading off for the Yankees.
And then, again, those double checking. That should be... Actually, both... Wow, they give neither of those as earned runs to Kim. I guess, well, because, again, he never would have come up if Cabrera did not make that play. Although I don't understand how the home run is unearned. I understand, obviously, how the first run is, but... Anyway, Dominguez fouls a fastball back out of play, 0-1. The first one, obviously, puts him on second. Franco immediately singles. That run scores. And now this one rolled to the right side. Nate Lowe there. Flips to Swanson covering. Just wins the race. 1 away. And now Brian Anderson, 2 for 3. A homer and a single today. He's also flied out to very deep left. Takes a pitch inside. 1-0. And that's outside, 2-0. And the 2-0, swing and a miss on a splitter, 2-1. That would have been ball 3. And swing and a miss on a fastball now, 2-2. The 2-2. Low and outside, count now full. Cabrera on deck. The 3-2. Inside outed to right. Margot near the line. Makes the catch. 2 away.
The batter, the shortstop.
And now that brings up Ozzie Cabrera, who's 0 for 3. Swings to a fastball, 0-1. And the 0-1 to the Ozman. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire. 1-1. And now a little blooper. Back a second, and Kinney makes the running grab to end the inning. So the Yankees go in order here. Still up 9-3 as Nomar Mazara will lead off. He's 0 for 3. Last chance for him to extend his hitting streak. And takes a strike. 0-1. And this one, slow roller up the middle. Cabrera is there, fires the first. 1 away. And now Brian Hayes 0 for 3. Grounded out in his last at-bat. Takes a strike on the outside edge. 0-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 0-2. Now the 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. Hayes lays off. And now hammers one on the left field line. That's a fair ball. And it's into the corner and over the wall for a double, his 11th of the year. And it was a slider they wanted to get in more. That brings up Brett Phillips now. He's 0 for 3 and fouls one off at the plate. 0-1. That's off the plate. 1-1. Phillips has yet to have a hit against the lefty pitcher this year. That's off the plate. 2-1. And that's a foul ball. 2-2. Just got a piece of that curve to stay alive. Still 2-2. And that's nubbed foul. Still 2-2. The 2-2. Again, fouled off at the plate. Making Kim work here. And this one pulled now to Brian Anderson. He will field, fire to first. Hayes goes to third, but 2 away now here in the 9th. Last hope for the Rays is their second baseman, Cooper Kinney. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Takes a strike. 0-1. The unearned run he scored. He reached on an error. And that's just off the plate. 1-1. And that's off the plate. 2-1. And that's ripped to right field. That's going to be a base hit, so Hayes will score. And it's a 9-4 ball game now. That should be an earned run on Kim. And that brings up Wander Franco, who's 2 for 4. With an RBI, takes a strike, 0-1. That's off the plate, 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. 1-2. Tampa down to their last strike. And this one blooped to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit in front of Garcia. So Tampa making noise here in the 9th. All these errors and unearned runs as Manuel Margot now 1 for 4 takes one low, 1-0. And the pesky Rays. This is hammered foul, 1-1. And this one lined to center. This should do it. Dominguez makes the catch. And that's your ball game. So a couple unearned runs there late made it a little more interesting than it needed to be. But the Yankees take this first game of a 2-game set 9-4. Musgrove improves to 11-3. Manaea drops to 4-9. Kim gets his first save of the year. Your player of the game, no surprise, 3 homers, 6 RBI for Avi Garcia. Manaea, 4 innings, 1 strikeout, 6 hits, 6 runs. Musgrove, 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 run. Again, you look at the box score for the Yankees, only 1 run earned, given up by Kim. That error by Cabrera, his 4th of the year. A little costly, gave a couple of runs there, but the Yankees win. The Yankees had more than enough offense to overcome it and win 9-4. Well, I don't know if anybody's here. If there's anybody here, you want to see another game? As the Tampa Bay destroys the Yankees in the Bronx to get the split 11-6. That's how it always happens. I feel like Clevenger, 5 runs in 5 1/3. Robbie Ray got roughed up in only an inning pitched. King goes very long in long relief. Nobody was able to hold Tampa Bay. Everybody gave up runs today. Just one of those days. Everybody gave up runs. So, and now a 4-game set against Cleveland. So Clevenger goes to 9-5. Ray drops to 13-6. Yankees go 3-2 on a truncated 5-game home trip. Or homestand, I should say. And now they'll have a 6-game road trip in Ohio, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. I mean, Bieber versus Cole would be the game we would want to do. Cleveland wins 6-4. That stinks. Quantrill the loss. De Los Santos the win. So now also Yankees 77-33. Kim did not have it, was not particularly sharp. Santos was sharp enough. But Yankees will tell you they should have won that game. So, tomorrow, Cole versus Bieber. And then, I guess we'll do Robbie Ray versus Luis Castillo. Or... yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, will be the one. You wanna have the aces, right? So yeah, we'll do Robbie Ray versus Castillo and Bieber versus Cole. That will be tomorrow. I guess nobody's hanging out right now. So, and that's fine. Honestly, my hand's starting to bother me anyway. I'm still recovering from my surgery. Probably will be for at least another week. I just hope that this was all worth it. That this surgery fixes my hand. I mean, there's no other way to put it. But on that note, I appreciate everybody who did hang out and popped in for a bit here or there. But yeah, so tomorrow... so we're 3-3 in our last 6. Yeah. So that's how we have to look at it as. We lost 3 of our last 4 if you want to be really pessimistic. But we'll go with Cole tomorrow to end this little minor skid. And I guess until then, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. And I will see you, hopefully, tomorrow evening. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. See you later.